Hello, welcome to the stream. Today we are going to be working on taking some artwork that I did from concept to creating an emoji with it that if you're a super fan of the channel, which means you're a member of the channel, there's a link right below the video to become a member. For as little as $2.99 a month, if you are a super fan or higher, you have access to custom emojis that you get to use in the chat when we live stream and here on the channel. And you get a little special badge next to your name. I'm not sure if Rob is here or if Rob pops in. You'll probably see his little badge next to his name because I know he became a super fan this week. So thank you, Rob. But yeah, we are going to create some custom emojis. Now I did some, excuse me, but I got those, they're like royalty free. And that means that those could also be available, thank you, Tara, to other people who use the same service that I do. There he is, look at that. And so Rob's name even shows up in a different color. So yeah, shows up in a different color, and you see there he has his palette badge next to his name. Now, the longer that you are a member of the channel, your badges change. They'll change colors. So we'll start to see people with different color badges as we go on. And just huge thank you for all your support. Yes, you have an icon. That is your palette and paintbrush. And they change. So they go from like red, like Rob's is now because he just became a member last week. And they'll start to change. They'll go through the spectrum until finally your palette will be white with all the colors and your paintbrush will be there. But he has access to special emotes. So Rob, you should at this point be able to send emojis to the chat that nobody else can send. And what we're going to do is, yeah, I'm late. Actually, there is one that says, there they are. There they are. So those are Rob's special. If you're watching live, it's in the live chat right now. So Rob has those custom emojis at the moment, but I don't think they're really custom. And being an art channel, I thought, we should design our own because I can let you guys be involved in that process. And we can kind of choose what we want. We can do special things for certain months. And by special request from Rob, let me just bring you down to the desk here. We are going to be working on a Frankenstein and a Dracula. Now, I have learned, I tried to work on some concepts for this. This definitely has a learning curve. Make sure I have the right sketchbook first. Yes. Okay. So I started out last week with my sketchbook and I thought, I'm going to draw some little, ideas that maybe we can turn into emojis for October, right? And I wanted to, spooky season, so I wanted them to kind of go along. So I've created this little ghost and a little pumpkin, and I wanted different emotes. So like love, like ones that I kind of see come through. I'm sorry. Like when we're streaming and people are like, oh, I love it. Or saying, hello. So I had the waving pumpkin and the ghost with the hearts. So I put them through my program to turn these into emojis that I can then put on YouTube. Did not work out so well. These did not translate to small images very well at all. This guy was the closest. And I'm thinking maybe something similar to him in addition to the ones we're doing today. But that's where we started. So let's talk about where we went from there. So once I did that, and Yeah, he's just showing. So anyways, it doesn't matter. This is completely showing you like the whole thing, like everything, like when I started the whole process of thinking. And I've shared these over on Discord with patrons and yeah, and members of YouTube from the creator, no, excuse me, members on YouTube in the community category and above. You have access to my Discord server also. So patrons and members all come together in that one location. But I started working on some other concepts. So after I did those three, I thought, I'm just going to start with circles. So I took a roll of washi tape downstairs with me and a pencil and lots of eraser. And I started to go at it. And so I did some concepts. This was supposed to be a gnome. He turned out looking like creepy Santa. So yeah, we're not even going to bother with him. And it's not even a possibility. If I was going to do a Santa, he will look much better than that. And if I was going to do another gnome, I have different ideas. But anyways, we have like chef's kiss, right? So that guy right there. You know, the whole whistler. Excited. This one I was like I don't know, not me, maybe. I don't know. It was just an idea. And then now this one I love for like wow. Pierre the painter. That's what I called him. And it's funny because that's what I called him in my mind. And then I shared him. And Tara jumped in the group and she's like, oh, it's Pierre the painter. I'm like, and he talks. I'm not going to do it. I felt it coming out. I'm not going to do it. But he talks with a French accent. I don't want to insult anybody who actually has a French accent. So anyways, I really liked him. 2 thumbs up. I really like this guy. And so here was my concept, excuse me, for Frankenstein and my smirky Frankenstein and then my happy Dracula. I decided I did not like his mouth and I wanted to change it to look like this. So I just kind of drew that beside it so that I knew when I was like actually doing what I was going to colorize, that's where I would go with that. So we went from there, and before the stream, this is what I've been working on all morning. I did our smirky Frankenstein, and you'll see I changed up, and I don't know, you guys have to drop me a comment and tell me what you think. I changed him from his having 2 scars on his forehead to 1 scar on his forehead and 1 scar on his cheek, and I lowered his little bolts a little bit so that it looked more like they were on his neck. So what do you guys think of our smirky Frankie here? And do you like it with his scar coming down? Now this is like, we're going to shade some of this as we colorize it. So this is going to look like his brow is coming forward more like Frankenstein's would. So that's our goal. Now we're going to start by colorizing him first. And so Rob says, okay, Rob says, I like the new one best. And thank you both. So, and then let's just compare. So this one took me a lot of work. I had his eyes all wonky. He was looking like he had been drinking or something. I don't even know. And so there's where we started. Now I'm picturing his collar being red. And down here, I was like, how do I bring in his shoulders and then end it? And I was like, you know what? Why don't we scallop it so it looks like a bat? You know, I'm thinking vampire, bat. So, yeah. So here, and his eyes were kind of wide, and I wanted to bring them in. I still didn't do a nose, but I did do the other mouth. So I brought that in and made him look like he was, you know, smiling a bit more. It's like a bit more of an, I just think of me because when I smile hard, I can feel my big cheeks, you know, come up and my eyes squint. I didn't put any laugh lines on him. He's a young lad. he's only a few 100 years old. He doesn't have those laugh lines yet. So that is our Dracula. And that was a lot, but we got all that out there. Okay, so like I said, I want to start with Frankenstein. Now I'm going to do this, and I did say, if you check the description, I said that I was going to create create the artwork. We're going to colorize it. And then I am going to drop it into my program live, switch it over, and send it up to YouTube. And we will see. Hopefully Rob will be here for that whole time. And we will see if Rob is able to access it as soon as it's done. It's my hope that you'll actually be able to use this guide today. If we get through both, then hopefully we'll be able to do both. So yeah, yes. So Joseph asked, is there a pixel ratio on these? And I just need to move this down just a little bit. So is there a pixel ratio on these things? Last time I designed icons for someone, it was still like 32 by 32 pixels. Yes, it's tiny. It is going to like shrink this down like small. So I love it. Hello to all you. Yes. Yeah. And we say that, let me just put a caveat out there. We say that in the nicest of ways because we don't mind if you like to watch and not necessarily chat, or maybe you're watching and you can't chat at the moment. So I think some people are like, oh, lurkers, like it's a bad thing, but it's not. We're happy to have you. So thanks for joining us. All right. You're going to see the whole process. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that YouTube will like update this in real time, even though I'm actually streaming. We will see. Now, let me just throw out there, I'm going to do these in watercolor just because it's what I love. Now, I don't know. I've done a lot of erasing as I was working on Drac here. And this one, we may... I don't know if I'm going to need to put gouache on it to make sure like some of these pencil lines that I can see like right there where I had erased don't show through the watercolor. If I need to, I'll just go over and with gouache. Either way, I'm going to, if I can, push these to you today. And then if I fix them and update them and I have a better image, then I will just update the better image for you so that next week when we're streaming, you'll have access to those. Now, let me just say, YouTube gives us, when we have memberships or when we turn on memberships, it gives us access to create custom emotes for you. And oh, thanks, Rob. Rob just gifted. That's excellent. Thank you, Rob, who just gifted 5 Clark Fine Art memberships. I have no idea how that's going to work. I don't know if those of you who are watching right now who aren't a member will receive them. I'm not sure how it works because this is all so new to me, but huge shout out to Rob and big thank you for that. Okay, now, and Tara has put that up about patrons and that. Oh, so there we go. It just came through. So it's, yes, if you're here watching right now, looks like if you're not a member, you're getting gifted a membership and you're going to have access to these. So that is like super exciting. Thank you so much, Rob. I'm just like, I'm so excited that you guys are going to have that because we can see more of the emotes. And those of you who are here right now are usually the ones that show up on a regular basis. And, yeah, so if you see that, Tara, did you have to grab it? Was it like up there and it said you could get one? Let us know, because if that's the case, other people, can do the same thing. I don't know if it puts it up there and says that it's available and you have to click it. I don't know how that works. So, Rob says he's just trying all the new functions. So I love it. Thank you so much, Rob. Okay. YouTube gives us 4 emotes to start with. As soon as, once you have 2 or more members, so now we should actually have 5 emotes that we can do, which means Rob just put me to work. I have to design a 5th emote. So drop me a comment, and I had posted this on social media and I had asked you guys, what are your 4 favorite emotes? That's why I have been asking that. If you follow me on social media, I posted it here on my community tab. Um, I put it out on Facebook and on MeWe and was like, hey, what are your 4 favorite emojis that you use all the time? Drop them in the comments. So if you haven't done that yet and you're watching this right now, I have to come up with some more emotes for Halloween. What expressions, what emotions do you want to be able to express in chat? Again, and we can go with some of the other concepts. So we had we had chef's kiss, we had excitement, the whistler, don't even look at creepy Santa gnome over here, and then we have Pierre the painter, and 2 thumbs up. And it wouldn't be hard to make 2 thumbs up a pumpkin, I don't think. So he was like the 2 thumbs up happy jack-o'-lantern or something. But drop me a comment and let me know. Oh, love it. Love it. So will it show it? See, that's how I see it on my end in this program. So I don't get to share. That's the :love : that is what you would actually type to make that emote come up. But Tara said, oh, right there. Tara said it came up saying you could be lucky to receive a membership, and then says allow gifts. And the next thing you see, you have the icon. So perfect. Well, there you go. If you see that, guys, click it and make sure that you have gifts turned, the ability to receive gifts turned on. That is fantastic. There's still some more out there. There is still some more out there. If you want a membership courtesy of Rob, just turn that on or click that and turn it on. Okay, let's colorize these because I want to have time to get through them and put them up so that we can see some in the chat because this is exciting. And if you enjoy this, you let me know because I have no problems doing future live streams when we design others. And if it's something that we do with just members, I mean, that's something that I might consider doing where members can actually be a part of that and chat and I need a paper towel. Provide feedback for what you guys want. And I think we can have a lot of fun with this. I think we could definitely have a lot of fun. So we need, oh, you know what I'm going to grab? And I'm not going to have these linked in the description below because I've never used them yet. And I wasn't planning on using them today. But hold on one second. Okay, after the stream, I will try to remember to add these to the link. This is, and I was going to be using these soon for doing like some fall painting and some winter painting to follow that up in the future. So they're metallics. And I think I'm going to use the silver, maybe a little bit of this one, which is moon gold. That's moon gold, that's silver. I'll try to link these afterwards, the pearl colors from Colorado, in the description. But I think we're going to use that so we can do his bolts. Okay. And if you are a member of the community tier or higher and, excuse me, or a patron, I post all of this stuff all the time. Like when I'm working on this kind of thing, I'm like, sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to myself, throwing it out there because everybody's been so busy. Excuse me. But I do post it so that you guys get behind the scenes of like what I'm working on. And I am just going to, I'm getting my palettes out here. Of course, I'm just going to use my Daniel Smith watercolors today. I have a couple extra palettes, right. I have a couple extra colors. We're just going to prime these, get them wet. I have no idea what I'm going to want to use. And I'm going to clean off the palette mud that's on my medium palette. Let me see if I can zoom this out a little bit for you so that you get a better, just going to try to move slowly. I have to remove this one more time. Okay, it's not showing over that far. I have to like really shift myself. I guess I went too far to the right. All right, so I'm going to cover this because I'm just trying to draw it today. My hands were like all over the place. And I had like graphite smear. And I didn't do it in water soluble graphite because, you know, no, that would have been really wise, right? Nope, I didn't. I'm like, nope, just whatever. And to do these, I used, I did link this below. This is a helix, like to draw circles. So I was able to, I just did 2-inch circles. So both of these are a 2-inch circle. And my hope, like for Frankenstein, I think he's going to be really good because his bolts don't go beyond the 2 inches, and the top of his head is actually not beyond the 2 inches either, in either direction, this way or this way. Sorry, guys, my asthma was acting up really bad today. But the once I do this, like I get an image of it, and I use Canva, and I don't remember if Canva's still linked in the description or not, but I use Canva for a lot of stuff here on the channel. And I'm trying to see if you guys would have a better view. No, you don't really. I was checking, I have my phone set up where I can do a different angle. And oh, I do have the silver black velvet. I also have my Meeden brush right here. This is my Meeden size 6 and my silver black velvet size 6. Funny story. So I had shared that my Meeden, and you see it's like curved a little bit right there at the tip. Well, I had my silver black velvet. I used it last. I just threw it on the floor. I'm like, hold on a second. Sorry if I just like shook the heck out of you guys trying to move this. So I had used my size 6 round on my silver black velvet when I was painting. And of course, just like I always do, I set it in my paint puck. But apparently I was moving really quickly and didn't pay attention, and I put it in a nub on my paint puck. And for those of you who are like, what the heck are you talking about? This is a paint puck. I did not link these below because I don't usually show them all the time anymore. But see how there's different sizes? Well, I think I put it in one that had been stretched a little bit because you just click your brushes in like these are, and they can, you know, with the bristles down, dry, and you've got this like lip down here where if there's any drips, it just catches them. I love these things. And of course there's the nubs in there for you to scrub your brushes clean. My brush slid down and touched on the bottom. So it touched while it was drying like that. And I've already wet it, used some used some of the Masters soap and tried to get it to pull its point back. We're gonna find out if it did because I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure if it worked, and I'm like really. My next step will be to take some really hot, like boiling water, and just dip the tips of my bristles in that, and then put that soap on and get that really straight point, and put a lot of soap on. Get that really straight point and let them dry and set that way for a while. And then hopefully when I come back, it will be all better. And I couldn't, but when I realized that, I was like, I just stopped working. I was like, I can't work anymore. And I just like walked out of the studio. I was like, no. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite brushes. Excuse me. So this is, sorry, that was not scrolling. Oh, yeah. So Joseph was just said thanks for this guy. And this is pretty cool because you can do angles with it. You can do circles, so you have all your little circles here. And then you can do anywhere from, and it tells you on it, let's see. There's a number 1 here. And 1 is the radius. So that's a 1-inch radius, so a 2-inch circle. Or 2-inch radius, 4-inch circle. But you can do up to a 4-inch circle, and you just put your pencil in there like that, and you just circle. So easy. So easy. Yep. And it reminded me of spirograph from when I was a kid. So I don't care if I'm aging myself there. I had a spirograph when I was a child, and I absolutely loved it. It was like one of my favorite things in the world. But yeah. All right. I am looking for just something to cover Dracula here real quick because I forgot to grab something. I'm going to grab a piece of paper off my printer. Okay. Because I just don't want to smudge him. It was a lot of work. I don't want to like mess him up before I even paint him. So there, we're just going to cover him for the time being. Now I am working today on my Meeden cold press watercolor block. I got an email from Meeden. They must have got a lot of orders because they said there was going to be a little bit of a delay in me receiving it because there were so many orders. So, but they're working on them. Because otherwise I think I would have wanted to do this on hot press. And the, so that everything was nice and smooth. I'm hoping these are going to come out just fine. So we're going to see. Let's start. I'm like, no, I'm going to have to bounce around on him a bit. So let's start with putting down our first layer of green. And so I'm thinking like a warm green. And those of you who are like, let's paint already. I'm sorry. You're going to, and I'm like, whoa, leaning in. Sorry. I'm like, wow. Like my camera's like right there. I was like leaning in. So my eyes have been bothering me today. Everything's been bothering me today. It's been a day. I'm just wetting his face. Now, some of this graphite, and I can see is kind of moving a little bit when I'm wetting it. It's not disappearing, but I was just using, and I didn't link this either, but this is one of my favorite pencils, the Graphic Gear 300 by Pentel. 0.7 is the lead on that one. I love it. This guy I did link for you though, because I just got one of these bad boys. Actually, I got 2. There was 2 and a bunch of erasers in the package. The refills. Because look at that. Your eraser, and it clicks, but you press it down and slide it back. And it just stops. I love these. I saw Diane Anton using one that was similar. She uses it all the time. And I was like, I have an eraser kind of like that, but it's not like I can't just advance it. It was slightly different. And I have some that are in some of my pencils that I turn and the eraser will go, but they're only but so long. Do a lot of erasing. So especially because I've started trying to sketch some more. And yeah, so those are linked in the description below because I love it. Loving it. And of course I have my Tombow Mono Zero is also linked below. Those I definitely used when I was trying to work on this. And right now we're like at that time of year where the light outside gets to the point, like even with my studio lights, I can't turn my big light on, like my overhead light. Can't turn it on brighter because it washes everything out. And I just know that like right now it's like it makes it hard for me to see my, especially when I'm having a bad day because my eyes don't want to focus. So you'll probably see me reaching for the glasses, which my vision is fine. There's normally, like on a good day, there is nothing wrong with my vision. But on a bad day, it'll just go blurry. And I'm already like, so there we go. Now it's gonna be like looking over to see up at you guys. So, you know, don't mind the granny look because that's just what's gonna have to happen. It's just what's gonna have to happen. This is like real. I don't know why I didn't put them the wide way on this block. Like, I guess I just absolutely wasn't thinking. And I'm going to move my palette up here a little bit because I can't get to him well. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to manipulate it like that. Hopefully that doesn't bother you guys too much. Just because I can work so much faster. This gets it where I can see the glare of what's wet on the paper. I did link the Meaden and the Academy blocks below. I am loving these. We did the covered these in the live stream not long ago. I'm loving these so much. I think I'm just going to start by using this dirty. It's not dirty. It's just a green that was sitting in my palette. So palette mud. It's not really mud. Oh, look at that. Around his little hairline. I think these are going to color in relatively quickly. So hopefully we will have time to complete both and have both of them in the loaded up for you guys to be able to see them as the come to life as emotes, right? Come to life. I guess not really coming to life. It will be coming to your screen. Okay. This is where I'm kind of glad that it doesn't. We're going to lift out a highlight going across his brow. Right? Because we want that coming towards us. I'm not going to fuss too much with the details because when you're talking about small emotes, you're not going to see a lot of detail. That's going to get shrunk down so tiny that we are definitely we're not details would disappear. It's a waste of my time to do a ton of detail because it's just not going to show up. And the more detail, like the little ghost I showed you, if you hear in the beginning, the little ghost I showed you that had all the little hearts, lots of detail. It did not convey right when I shrunk that down. It definitely did not work. All right. There we go. Try to remember to keep talking to you. I was debating on Frankie here having a nose or not having a nose. I originally drew him without a nose. I liked him better with it. we go. Too much water in my brush to be able to come back and add. Yeah, there's too much moisture. So we have our first coat there, and hopefully he will look right. This being like the shadow from that brow protruding above his eyes. Just gonna push that back just a tiny bit. Oh, that's excellent. Rob says he is currently wearing. Oh, Joseph jumped in there. Wow. Okay, clearly it jumped backwards. That's the one I was looking for. Currently wearing his Frankenstein monster shirt. Really? And Joseph too. What are the odds? What are they? I don't know. The forehead sharp line, it's killing you. Yeah. Well, he's definitely like Cro-Magnon, right? Like he's got that big protruded brow. There we go. Kind of softening. How's that? Like soften it up a little bit. But I am going to definitely still leave. Oh, I need to get more paint, less water. Shadow under there. And again, we don't want to pay too much, when we shrink this down, it's not going to, the details disappear when you shrink it. Okay. He needs to dry. And I'm just going to come in and freeze him. I didn't like that darker spot right there. So all I did was just rinse my brush clean, let it be damp, not wet, and just kind of work that out. I definitely want to come over him with another layer of green. So, isn't that interesting? I'm going to share that, Rob. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to mute for just one moment while I take this off. While I dry this. Okay, that may not be completely dry, but it's dry enough that I can now work on it once again. So let's continue to bring him to life. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get some colors into his eye and do his bolts. Maybe put some red in his mouth. What do you guys think? Or should that be dark? He's smirking, but I don't know. It's like kind of one side of the, I don't know. Do we want to see teeth there? And it would be white. You guys, if you're here live, you get to help decide. Drop me a comment. Okay. So I've got these guys open so that I can do the silver. Let me try that out. Let's start with his hair. And I'm going for some raw umber. Oh, I wet my meat in. I've got my meat and ceramic palette here. So this has my extra colors, my raw umber, my sepia, and my quin rose, and my quinacridone burnt orange. I just have set in there. I haven't decided which colors I'm pulling out of here yet to get these in. Or I'm going to go back to a bigger palette with my Daniel Smith colors because it's what I like. Although I want to do some more work, especially now it's fall and we have a lot more muted colors. I had received the Art Nouveau set from Kuretake from Rob. And I want to do some more work with those. Okay. All right. We are going to use raw umber and put his hair in. And I'm just painting. It's not very wet. When your paper is dry and you don't have much water in your paint, it doesn't want to flow very well. Is anybody participating in Inktober? Drop me a comment. Let me know. I wanted to do it. I hadn't started it yet. And I was talking to Lindsay yesterday. You guys would know her over on the Frugal Crafter channel. And we were talking about, she's like, oh, you should just dive in. And she definitely encouraged me to dive in. And hey, we have an emote for that. So yeah, she encouraged me to dive on in there. I did a couple last night while I was just sitting there watching TV with Lou, and I'll have to share those. I'll share them on social media if I catch up, because I just did really simple things. In fact, they're in that. Maybe I'll show them to you guys if we have time and you remind me. I'll show you day 1 and 2 that I caught up last night. Well, I didn't catch up, but I did day 1 and 2 last night. I plan on doing 3, 4, and hopefully 5 today, if I can. I did it because I haven't really done a lot of sketching and drawing, and I thought, well, if I don't paint what I'm doing, if I just draw it and then line over my work and do it in ink, when we do that, I mean, it would count and it would let me practice some drawing. Because it's definitely one of those things, like, I find it easier to just paint it sometimes. Like, if I'm working from a reference photo, then I don't want to just paint it. I want to draw it and then paint it because I'm working from a reference. But if I'm just working from an idea that's in my head, I find it so much easier just to grab that paintbrush and start going versus sketching it out first. So I really had got away from a lot of sketching and drawing, and I wanted to kind of get back to that. So I thought, why not? There we go. Darken this up on these sides. Again, I'm not going to focus on a ton of small details because this is not going to translate. You're not going to see that when I shrink this down to its size. I figure if I go bigger than I need, hopefully that will work well when we shrink it down. Hello, Dylan. And I was saying we have an emote for that. Dylan said that she was late arriving. And I was like, hey, we have an emote for that, right? All of the super fans. And yeah, I have a challenge that's, I do art challenges for our so Rob's not doing Inktober, he's doing my art challenge that I have put out for patrons and members. And I try to put one out every month, and we are having a lot of fun. I encourage everybody to share their photos, share what they've done for work at the end of the month in the Exploring Art group, so that everybody can kind of see those. But yeah, we are working on Spooky Saturdays, sharing our spooky art every week because, you know, it's October. Why not? All right. I'm just kind of preparing for where I'm headed. Actually, I'm going to do the black of his eyes next. And so this is, I'm using, my colors I'm using right now. I wasn't sure if I was going to use Core or Daniel Smith. And right now I have my Core palette, right now I have my Daniel Smith palette. And there is an emote for being late, Dylan. There is now. If you are a super fan, and Rob did gift some memberships. So if you want a super fan membership and you're just joining, it's probably in the chat. Look in the live chat and they are probably there for you to go ahead and claim one, because he gifted 5 and we've had 1 claimed so far. So there are more out there. Okay. I'm going to do the blacks of his eyes first. If you notice, the concentration closes the mouth. And I went into where I wanted to preserve my white just a little bit, but I'm not worried about it. I can always come back with my Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White and fix it if need be. Also, once we shrink this down tiny, yeah, the tip of, I've really damaged the tip of this brush. I can't. It's not making the marks the way it's supposed to. I'm going to start to bring him to life here. For the color of his eye, I thought we would do green. Why not? We'll give him some green eyes, maybe. Maybe. What do you guys think? I was thinking green eyes, like a hazel. So I started to tell you the color I was using. I'm using Daniel Smith's Lunar Black, which is PBK 11. For those of you who, you know, it's Lunar Black. It's like Mars Black for in other brands, but yeah. Yeah, you get your, right? Rob's saying you get your icon next to your name, and it'll be in the new color, right? New members have red paint palettes and the paint palette and brush next to their name. And the longer that you are a member, your palette will change colors. Yeah, no, aging is not fun. I get problems like if the one symptom, like I went to a keto diet and it helped so many of my fibromyalgia symptoms improve. And yeah, I couldn't talk into that straight line. But one symptom that I have is my eyes will, they'll just start getting blurry. And it seems like once they do, forget it. And I was doing all the sketching of these earlier. So I already was using the glasses. And I find that once I put the glasses on, that's it. If I'm doing anything that requires like reading or detail, the rest of the day, I'm going to need them. But there are days I wake up, my eyes are so blurry, like I can't see anything. Oh, there we go. Look at, he's starting. I love when the eyes start to fill in because it just starts to come to life. Yeah, see, on a good day, my eyes aren't bad at all. Like I have perfect vision for both reading, you know, close and distance. But on bad days, forget about it. All right, I am just wetting the silver. I just want to see what this looks like. I don't even know if this is going to show up well. Okay, so what I may need to do, that's not really showing up. I'm just going to throw some of this in on both sides. But it's not showing up, and that's not what we want. So I'm going to go with, there was still silver on my brush when I did that, and just added some more water to my Lunar Black, and we're going to make ourselves a lighter value to go kind of gray. And do his bolts. So the gifted memberships should show up. I think they show up in chat. Tara said it told her she could receive a gifted membership. You have to have it set so that you are allowed to receive gifts. I don't know, Tara, if you are still, I know like she might have had to step away. But if you're still here, if you can kind of walk her through what you saw, because I'm not sure. This is definitely a learning process for all of us. These actually do have a little shimmer to them. It's pretty cool having that silver down there already. All right, so I need to check the chat. Did we get any feedback on his mouth? What do we want to do with his mouth? Do we want to leave it white like it's his teeth and he's smirking? Do we want to put some red in there like his tongue showing? Do we just want to paint it black? Yeah, Joseph's trying to figure it out too. Well, if you figure it out, please share, because we do have 7 viewers. Sorry, my nose just all of a sudden wanted to itch like crazy. We do have 7 viewers, and currently that could be wrong on my screen, but I know there's at least 7 of you, and there are still 4 memberships out there. So you definitely can grab one if you would like one. All right. His eyes. Let's go for, I gotta wait. I don't want to do the color yet because I want to let that black completely dry. So I'm going to come in with some darker green. I think I'm going to take my, let's see how dark we can get that. My undersea green. I want it like strong, so it's nice and dark. I'm going to take that green. And I'm going to do the line that comes down through where he has his stitches. Do that in that dark green. There we go. Well, Dylan figured it out. There we are. So Dylan, you'll have to share with Joseph how that you got it to do that. That is excellent. Welcome. Welcome to the super fan. And you should see when you look at the emotes, you should see that there is now and I'm late. There is right now. That's one that may get replaced with one of our custom ones we're doing here today. You didn't figure it out. It just happened. I love it. Oh my gosh. So I'm using my undersea green. I've just added a little bit more water. And actually, I don't know that that's... I hate to put the color on and then I don't like it. And I say no. We'll try. Why not? Just putting in like some more shadow here. Rinse out my brush. Dry that off. I have a big old bead of water there. I did not want to drop on my paper. And I'm just coming along this edge so that we can soften that up. There we go. Now he's starting to take some shape. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love them. All right, so I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Just gonna come down through here where I want the shadow so that we can kind of get some shape to his head. Joseph, are you able to click on the message where it says that Rob gifted them? Can you click that message? That might send you into, I'm not sure, but that might send you into it. You scroll back in the chat and check that out. Oh yeah, he is starting to get some form here. It's only giving you moderator choices. I just got to be a way for you to get it because Tara's a moderator and she got it. That is so weird. Because I'm not sure if it... Oh yeah, see, I can share it with you guys. Not that, but that was the omelet I was telling you, D-Lyn. There was an omelet. I just posted it in the live chat. You didn't know there was going to be homework while watching the stream. Yeah, that's excellent. Okay, let's see. Let's get back to getting his little... Oh, my brush just went completely dry while I was sitting there. I feel like if I leave him this light, that it's going to... that he'll like get lost. You know what I mean? Like it won't show up. I don't know. We'll have to see. If once I post this as a new emote, and if we decide that, hey, he needs more, more color or stronger color or something like that, I can always adjust it and put it back up there. We will only make him better. We won't make him worse. Yes, there are green people in the chat now. Starving Artist Collective, welcome to the stream. Those are super fans. Those are members of the channel that you see in green. And Rob has put out some... There's still a few out there. Rob gifted some memberships to everybody. Or not to everybody. He gifted 5. And there are still some out there that can be claimed. So if you are interested in claiming one of those, and you are here live on the stream, I don't know that if they go unclaimed during the stream, if anybody, I don't know if that will be available for people to choose later or select them. I have no idea how this works, guys. It is brand new to us here on the channel. So and that's what we are working on today, is we are working on the Halloween emotes for people who are members of the channel, be it superfan or higher. Superfans, for as little as $2.99 a month, get you access to the emotes. Yes, you do appear with a green name in chat, and you have a special icon next to your name. And it is a palette with paintbrush that will change colors depending on the length of time that you have been a member. Look at that. We got our very first, thank you so much, D-Lyn, our first super chat. Thank you, thank you. Frankie looks cute. Thank you. Uh, Starving Artist Collective, if you can figure out how, yes, you can. Joseph is trying to figure out how to do it too. Scroll back in the chat and you will see where um, Rob has gifted them. And if they're still available, yes, you are absolutely welcome to grab one. I think I want him to be a little bit, I've still got a little bit of this green here that was already on my palette. I can't tell you what this was because it's been here for a while. I'm just going to add a little bit more color to him because I think he needs to be just a little bit darker. How's that? Oh, I like it. I'm going to catch the other side as well. And where did you see allow gifts, Dylan? That's what I think people are trying to figure out. Where did you see allow gifts? Because you definitely have to have it so that you are allowing people to give you gifts. And then you will be eligible to receive if somebody gifts memberships. Oh, thank you, Rob. I'm just going to leave that right up there for a moment. Hopefully that helps. Because again, this is all new to me. Oh, look at that. Okay, what do you guys think of him so far? I still think he needs he had to figure out what to do with his mouth. And then as soon as we get that, we'll dry him. We will do any line work that we need to do. And that is so strange, Joseph, that it's not letting you. I'm going to come in with some straight Winter Black and do his stitches. Hopefully this is dry enough. Yeah, this doing the fine details, like just these like straight lines like this poor brush, I really damaged it. I am so sad. So very sad. There we go. Oh, my brush went a little too dry. Okay, now I'm going to, when I'm going to dry this, and I'm actually going to use like a pigment liner to put the line work on anywhere that I want. That is so strange, Joseph. What about in your YouTube settings themselves? Do you have to like, because I know it's going to have nothing to do with you having a channel because Tara was able to claim it. Tara has a channel. Both are moderators. So yeah, it shouldn't, I don't know. This is only available on desktop. Oh, really? Are you on desktop, Joseph? Ugh. Okay, so yeah, we are definitely going to do up some line work. We got to do his eyes, the color part of his eyes. I really want a hazel, so I think I'm going to take some of my sap green, not sap green, excuse me. This is undersea green, and I'm going to want some maybe sepia. It's a little too red. I'm going to actually use some of this orange that you guys aren't really seeing on my palette up here, this stuff. Thank you so much, those of you who were able to collect it, for sharing how you've done it, to help everybody else, because this is so new to me. All right, we're gonna wet the color part of his eye. Let's see what we can do with this. Wet the color part, trying to preserve that white sparkle. And we are going to give him some, hopefully, hazel looking eyes. Oh, thank you, Dylan. I'm just like adding little specks here of I'm not sure, Starving. That is a great question. That I don't know. Starving asked, is it only, okay, so Starving asked, is it only US based? And Rob is saying no, it is not. So again, my apologies, and thank you for your patience as we all try to figure this new stuff out. Huge thank you to Rob for generously gifting some memberships, which made it a fun adventure in the chat. All right, we are getting close. Pretty soon we are going to put the line work, the finishing touches on Frankie here, and I am going to grab a picture of him and get it put through my software, and hopefully you guys will see him come up as an emote that you can use if you are a member of the channel. Oh, look at those eyes. Dylan says, thank you, Rob, for her membership. I appreciate you, Rob, so much. Rob is with us on Patreon as well. And now a super fan here on YouTube. And again, I'm trying not to be too overly conscious of, you know, like I'm trying to be conscious of not going overboard with details, because I know that when I shrink this down, you're not going to see. You're not going to see so much, right? You won't see all the little details I'm painting in his eyeball right now, but I am going to bring that up to the camera and show it to you in a moment so you can see it closer. All right, I'm going to paint a nice dark green ring around the outside edge. I will answer that in just a second, Dylan. Okay. There we go. Now grab more of this. I'm just using undersea green, full strength, to line the color of his. Look at those little eyes. I love his eyes. It is very hard with this brush having damaged that tip. Oh, see, Starving, you're not alone. Joseph's having trouble getting it to come up on his end also. I don't want to have too much water here. Unfortunately, my trying not to have too much water, brush is just being too dry and the paint is not wanting to flow right. There we go. Look at those eyes. All right. Last call. The mouth. The mouth. Do we want to leave the mouth open and white? Do we want to just darken it up? He's smirking. Do we want to see a tongue? Is like, or you want me to line in some teeth in there? Kind of like Dracula is gonna have teeth, right? We can line in some teeth. Oh my gosh, thank you, Rob. Look at those eyeballs. I love his little eyeballs. And I'm going to do some line work around the whites of the eyes, so they are going to show up more. Thank you, Rob. Okay. I'm thinking maybe he should have some lines like he's got teeth showing. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm going to just real quick with a pencil pop those in, and you guys tell me what you think. Right, we're not seeing the whole tooth there. We're just seeing some teeth right there. I'm thinking like that. Because he's just kind of like, he's smirking. You're just seeing it like one little side here. All right. There we go. Now I need to dry him. I definitely need to. Teeth, yes. Rob says teeth, yes. Okay. Yes to the teeth. All right. I am really hoping that we will see. I'm going to dry this real quick. I'm going to have to do some research into how people can claim them if they're gifted. See, yeah, well, hopefully we're going to see him come to life real fast in our emotes on in the chat here in just a few moments. So stick with me. I was laughing at Dylan's comment there that I shared on the screen. That was funny. Okay, let's see. I need to grab a liner pen. And I don't have this linked below. I don't even know which one exactly I'm going to do yet. Okay, so I have a gray Pigma Micron. This is 005. And I'm going to use this to help us show up, help us make those look like teeth there for sure. And then on the inside, right, the inside of his lip line, I'm going to pull that in. I'm going to do this, the top part, I'm going to do with black. I think I'm going to use the gray to just kind of emphasize his little laugh lines there. And I want to deepen up so that I make sure it really will show when we shrink him down to emote size. I want to make sure that his scars are showing. Okay, then I'm just looking. I don't know if this one's gonna, I might need to grab a bigger one. This is just an uni pin fine line. We're gonna go around his bolts. His bolts are nice and sparkly though. Mixing that, you see how sparkly his little, they definitely look metallic. We're just gonna give them an outline. Make sure they stand out. So this was like wash then line, right? And I wasn't sure. The reason that I waited to add any line work was because I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to want to line. figured I would wait till we had all the color in. So I knew I would get at least one done today. And I will start working on putting the color in on Dracula if we have time. Right. You're going to see me turn this, and I'm sorry, that's just kind of my process as I'm trying to put the line work in. I'm going to kind of cover his face so I can rest my hand here. I was worried too because I had to use my asthma inhaler just before I started the stream, which is why I was coughing in the beginning. And albuterol makes my hands shake like crazy. Hopefully that'll calm down before I have to do some line work. And I'm going to bring that line work along the edge of his hair. Oh, I hope he translates to emote well, because as I'm dotting his forehead, I am really liking. You'll never see it when he shrinks down. I'm really liking how he turned out. We're just going to outline the face. I don't know, Dylan. That I am not sure of. Again, I am going to do some more research into that to find out. That was a big surprise to me today. I was not expecting that. So I definitely wasn't prepared to be able to tell you guys how to go about claiming them if they come in. And we're just turned completely upside down. Sorry, guys. If you're watching and that bothers you, it's only going to be like that for a moment. I just have to be able to pull that line towards me. And if I would have got the hot press paper in that I ordered, it probably would have been much easier, especially for lining. There we go. Oh, we have to do his eyes. Well, let me just, while I'm right here. I definitely want his eyes. His eyes and his mouth to stand out when we shrink him down. Look at that. I really wish I had a steady hand right now. What do you guys think? Oh, I gotta go across the top. definitely need to paint louder, don't I, Joseph? There he is. Okay, there's Frankie, our little smirky Frankie. Now, let's see if I can get this real quick popped over there for you so that you guys can see if he comes into the chat. All right. Rob says he's cool. Can't wait to post him. I don't know why this is coming up. Shift it over. There we go. See, it's like every one. I don't know why it's doing that. Weird. It's just acting weird today. All right. I have to... You guys are going to see me come in and with my camera because I have to... We have to start with his image. Make sure I'm not casting a shadow on that paper. All right. That's where it starts. Now, here we go. All right. I'm gonna let you guys know as soon as I think he is ready. I'm just syncing him up. Dylan, I had said earlier, I use Canva for a lot of the programs I am doing. If it is something that you guys would be interested in actually seeing the whole behind the scenes process of getting it there, you'll have to let me know. If this doesn't come up, I'm just going to pop it up on my phone. It's not coming over to my computer. Okay, let me see if I can just... And this one I would be able to show you. Give me just a minute because I have Canva on my phone. I'm using, this is my dashboard for Canva. And Frankenstein. This is, I've already got my project set up and I want to add camera roll. Okay, hold on one second. I bring them in. And I need to, so I know how to do this on the computer and because it'd be way faster. Now that it's there, he's probably on my computer already, and he is. And I can do this super fast on the computer. I've not done it. I've not done it on my phone, but maybe once or twice. So to be able to show you guys that way, it's going to take a lot longer. When I do it this way, I just go in, I edit my photo. He'll come up. There we go. Come on. It's I got to be careful because I'm also live streaming. So it takes a moment. I'm hoping that I can do this all live. Right now, I'm just having Canva remove the background. So where it was able to see the paper when I took the picture, I've taken that away. There we go. And now to download it, make sure there's no background. Just a moment. come over here to YouTube. Okay. So I'm thinking that the wow that I had up there, I'm going to edit that one. And we're going to replace that. And we're going to give you Frankie. And it is named Frankie, and we are saved. Okay, it's gone. So now if you check out, I don't know if it conveys immediately. I'm not seeing it change in our live stream yet, but he is one that is up there. And it hasn't changed for me yet. I don't know if it will update while we're streaming, which was one of the things I said in the description. I am not sure if he's going to immediately convey, which is like, I just want to see him. I just want to see him pop up on the screen for our emotes. So the one that's like looking like this, like, wow, that's what our little smirky Frankie is going to take the place of. So hopefully it will appear. If not, he is definitely going to be there for you guys all to use next week. And I'm going to move on to, Rob's got him. There he is in the chat. See, it's hard to see his like little smirk is not conveying so very well. And so you can pop him up there, or you can type :_Frankie : and there he is. So there he is. I think that his smirk needs to be bigger for us to be able to... Oh, you just reloaded the... Okay, see, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to mess up the stream. So you just reloaded and he was there. Oh my gosh, that is so great. All right, so he is here already. Yes, you guys have him. And I still have a little bit of time. Let's put some color in on Drac and see how... we can get Dracula going. I think his mouth, I'm hoping, is going to show up better. So with Frankie, what I might do is I might see if I can't adjust his I don't know, you can't really see his smirk, can you? But I think you know it's Frankenstein. But yeah, and Dylan is showing him as well. There he is. He's appearing in chat. So if you're watching and you're checking out live chat, he is there. And that is how we create our own emotes. And we're going to be doing these. I'm already starting to think about what we can do for November. And of course, December and January. So, in January, I love snowmen. We are going to have some sort of snowman. And yeah, let's work on Drac here. We're going to get Dracula going. I'm going to start by painting in with I still grab this. I grabbed this brush out of habit because it is my absolute favorite brush. I hope I can fix this. I should just grab my 8 because what I can do with my 6, I can also do with my 8, and I haven't messed up my 8. The hard part here for me is that I have to paint this circle. That is the... Yes to snowmen, Dylan says. Yes, we are going to have snowmen for January because I love snowmen. They're so cute. So we certainly will. We will have snowmen in January. I want to think of some fun stuff for December. But if you are considering it for as little as $2.99 a month, you can be a member of the channel and sign up as a super fan. That $2.99 is super fan. And that is going to give you access to all of these emotes and the little badge by your name. Your name turns green. Oh, I'm gonna have to adjust that because I just dotted where I didn't want it. I'm gonna have to turn him again. Apologies. We're gonna need to really darken this up. I think I should have grabbed some ink or something. I want it really dark. Right? It needs to be black. However, we have, because of the added members during today's stream, we are going to have access to at least 5 now. So we have Frankie and we have Dracula. If you have ideas for other either monsters or the emotion you want them to be portraying, so that you can use that in the chat, drop me a comment, let me know. What do you want to see? We will create it. I will, whatever I don't finish today, I will record and I will share it with you guys. I'll just share it as a regular video. Maybe I'll push it out on a special day or something. You know, possibly like a surprise video on a day I don't normally post. But we will do that so that you can see them all coming to life. Oh, you're wondering if the emotes that I create for you will be available in other live streams? That's a great question. I don't know. To the best of my knowledge, I thought it was only for the stream that, you know, the channel that gives them to you, but I could be mistaken. I have no idea. You guys will have to let me know. If you go on to other channels or streams, when you click to emote, does it give you the option to use them? I think that'd be fantastic, because then you'd have even more access to them. So it would be an even better value for you. We won't even talk about, you know, then people will be asking you, where'd you get that one? Okay. I just thought, you know, being an art channel, I have to create my own. I could go into Canva, because I do have Canva Pro because I use it all the time. I do all my thumbnails in Canva. I do lots of stuff in Canva. I recently shared a Halloween, and I've been using Canva for years. I recently shared in a community post. If you guys remember, if you've been following the channel for a while, you remember I did the Halloween special, and oh my gosh, I went back and watched it, and I did a community post to share it with you all again, because I just laughed and cringed, because I was like, oh my gosh, the lighting, and I was doing acrylic painting still, and I'm going to turn him upside down for a moment. And I was like, the lighting was horrible in that video. And, but I had so much fun creating all the special effects that popped up in the parts of the painting that became animated while I was painting it. And that, if you haven't seen it, after the stream, go to my YouTube page and go to the community tab, and it's listed. It's there, and you can get to the video very easily that way. But it had, like, parts of the painting came to life, and I did a lot of the animation stuff and the overlays for that with Canva. I absolutely love Canva. I was like, ooh, I need to come up with a new one for this year, because I think I've stepped up my game slightly. That video took a while. I remember that one took a long time back then. You just imagine how long it would take me now. But I was like, oh, I'd really like to do another one with all the extra effects like that. So if that's something that you guys would enjoy, of course it would come out right close to Halloween, which kind of gives me enough time to start working on one. But if that's something you guys would enjoy seeing, drop me a comment, because that would be, it's something that I have to take time to work on. Oh, Tara, it's not showing up for you. Did you close out like completely? Just like, we won't tell. Just close out and then come back and see if it pops in for you. You should have him. All right. And then the other part that's all black. It's going to be down here. And then I did the bottom of him when I was like, I want the shoulders to be in there, but how do I finish that off? And like I said earlier, I decided, you know what? I will scallop it so it looks like a bat. I thought it was pretty clever. But that's just me, and I'm pretty easy to amuse. Yeah, moderators are always blue. Yeah, Tara, even though you have a even though you are a super fan now, you're always going to be blue because moderator trumps everything. We are getting close to our goal of hitting that first 1,000. Thank you so much to everybody who has been subscribing to the channel in the past few weeks. It's just everybody who's subscribed to the channel in general. I absolutely appreciate you. It helps more than you know. Right now it says that about half of you who watch are not subscribed. So that means about half of you that watch are, and that's great. So again, thank you so much for that. It really does help more than you know. It is one of the easiest ways that you can support the channel and support the content that I'm creating, is by simply clicking that subscribe button. And if you want to know when the new videos come out and when I go live, then, you know, of course, ring the bell. But yeah, subscribing and watching is such a wonderful way that you can help. If you subscribe to the channel, like I said, it is free. That allows you to hang out. Well, you can hang out, but subscribing allows you to chat with us when we are live. I turned that on so that is a feature that is unique to subscribers, because it's just one way that I can say thank you to those of you who choose to support and subscribe. And that subscription is free. If you want all the fun emotes and stuff that we are creating, and we're going to keep creating these, they won't necessarily always be done in a live stream, but you will see posts now. Those of you who are now super fans, you're going to see posts that will be exclusive just to you on the community page or the community tab of YouTube. So I am loving that. I get to put things out that are exclusive just for you guys. If I do so I would do it for patrons. I do it sometimes in Discord. I do a lot of stuff in the Discord server. And to be on the Discord server, you have to be a community member or higher. And that's patron or membership on YouTube. Because that lets you join the community. And the Discord, over there on the Discord server, we chat. In fact, I will be live tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, my time. And we chat. Sometimes I turn on my camera and I will be in one of the live rooms and you can see what I'm doing. Sometimes we just text and chat. But we always have fun. So if you like more art, I invite you to come hang out with us. I really wanted to get him. I wanted to get both of them finished today, so that you could see them both in the chat. But at the same time, I'm not going to rush him. Just watching the time. We'll go a little bit longer, but not too much. Okay, I want that to dry so I can put the red up next to it. Oh, he's starting to take shape. Let's put the black in his eyes and start to give him some life. And I've been debating if I want his face to be white. He's got really pale, really pale skin. Or maybe put in a little like buff titanium color for him. Maybe we'll do that so that his smile will stand out more because it will be white. I think that's what we might do. Gray, starving? No, gray denotes subscribers. Because only subscribers and higher can chat. So if you're gray, you're a subscriber. If you're green, you're a member. If you're blue, you're a mod. And that's how you know the difference. I've got to be careful. I'm going to stick my hand in that. I know I am. I should have worked my way straight down, but no. And I think he should have some icy blue eyes. What do you guys think? Make his eyes blue. I'll do them like I did the hazel eyes for Frankie up here, but I'll just do shades of blue. I just don't know how quickly he can be done. I know there's still a bit of work. Oh, he's going to come together. I got to, knocking stuff down on my desk over here. I was like, oh, if we have time, I'll just grab the Academy pad. We'll create another one together. Yeah. It's so easy to and Joseph stream on Monday. And huge thank you to both of my moderators, Tara and Joseph. If you are watching and not familiar, Joseph live streams every Monday, same time as me, 3 p.m. Eastern time. And when he was Oh, I just went right into that white, which is, again, not a big deal. When we shrink that down, it is not going to be seen. But it's that this tip of this brush. So this is a 6 round. I think I linked the mimics below, but oh, I don't know where he is. There's my 8. See how much bigger it is, but I don't care. I'm going to grab them. And if it doesn't work for me, I'll just grab one of my mimics. Because they definitely come to a nice fine point. But my poor 6, I have a feeling once I do that in the hot water, if it doesn't come back to a beautiful point, I am going to have to buy me a new one. It was my own silly fault. I was rushing and wasn't paying attention. Anyways, what I was saying was Joseph streams, and he was, I think, done faster than he was planning last time. Okay, thanks, Tara. And sometimes that happens, and then other times you're like, it just carries right on over. All right, my paper. I'm going to cover up Frankie here because I'm going to stick my hand right up here. Yeah, great question. So Dylan asked, does YouTube limit the number of emojis you can create or add? And yes, they do. Before the stream started, I was limited to 4. And with the new super fans that we've got today, you guys have given me more work to do, because now I know there's at least 5 available. I'll be able to check that again after everything updates, and it will tell me how many I need, like how many more super fans I will need before I can add another emote. But yeah, so as of right now, I believe we are going to be up to, look at him. I believe we're going to be up to 5. Well, you're only going to see 4 because before the stream, it only allowed me 4. And so now I have to actually come back and add more to that. I don't know why, but I just felt he needed some wonderful eyelashes here. This is like representing his lashes and such. So yeah, you will only see 4 today. I will be able to add. I'll be able to add a 5th one soon. All right, I want to make this just a tiny bit lighter. I'm going to put in his little eyebrows. And we'll see just how intense these need to get. It's like he's Dracula. He's compelling you. He needs some strong eyebrows. I don't know why that's what I associated with it, but go. There's one. We'll do the other one. What I love is you do not have to worry about your lines being so perfect, because as you saw with Frankie, when you shrink that down, all those fine details go away. And I think that the more contrast, the better. And I'm sure that we are going to, by we, I mean me. I have a mouse in my pocket. Not really. But I'm sure that as we go along and I create more emotes, that we're going to get better and better at how they need to look, right? How contrasting and how large the eyes and the features need to be, so that when we shrink it down tiny, you still can definitely tell the emotion that's being conveyed. And I will share one more time with you guys before we go the concept art that I did for some other just standard emotes, because during part of the year we'll have some standard emotes that we'll have, and we can create different ones and rotate through. I'll probably create some and surprise you. Look at him. Oh my goodness. Okay. Really, all that he needs, 504. Okay, all he needs is the pink in his tongue, which that we can do very easily. This is carmine. I'm like, what color am I grabbing here? So this is carmine. Let's go with a little quinacridone rose. Again, I'm using Daniel Smith today. No big surprise there. If I'm like in a hurry and I just grabbing my go-to is usually my Daniel Smith palette. Okay. Now, wherever I stop, I'm going to deposit color. Right now, you see when I move, this is all pretty even, but watch what happens when I lift. It's always going to deposit the color, more color, right where you lift. So, just noting that. I want this to be darker. I'm probably going to have to come back in when this dries and do more if I want to shadow back just under his teeth. Okay, so there's that. Now, I want a red, like, I want red for his collar. So I'm going to come over here to my carmine. Yeah. And I think I want to make that a little deeper. So let's grab a little bit, a touch of my undersea green, a touch more. There we go. I wanted a nice deep red. And of course, green being red's complement. You know, we say like it's complement, right? The color opposite on the color wheel. But an easy way to remember, your primaries, if you know you have red, yellow, and blue, and you want to neutralize a color, if it's red, you're going to add a little bit of the other two primaries because yellow and blue make green. Red's complement is green. If I was working in blue, I would take red and yellow, they're orange. So that's its complement. I don't know if that makes it easier for some or if that's just more difficult, but that's the way my brain sees it. And of course, if you're doing yellow, your other two primaries being red and blue make purple. So purple is yellow's complement. And that will neutralize your color, make it dark or darken it up. And if you keep going, you're going to make brown or black. Okay, let's paint him in a red color. I don't know if this is going to be quite the way I want, but I can always put a layer on top. Trying to be careful as I come up against that black that I don't activate it. Move that away because I'll stick my hand right in it. I know I will. So he will be available. Dracula will be available next week as one of your emotes. I would definitely have him finished up. I'll finish him up today. Ooh. You're doing a group exhibition next week, Starving Artist Collective? What is your theme? I wanted that to be a little lighter. I'm going to lift out where the fabric bends over. And of course, this is a much bigger brush, so I need to be careful. There we go. I'm going to turn him again once more. My apologies if that's... Hopefully it doesn't bother you guys, seeing him turn a little sideways for a moment. So there are still a couple gifted memberships out there. I'm not sure if those only last during the live stream. Again, I have no idea. This is just definitely as new to me as, well, it might not be as new to some of you. You guys might follow other channels that have memberships, but this is brand new for us here. So I am not sure how it's going to work. I don't know if they have to be claimed or I don't know if they have to be claimed during the stream. And if they're not, if they just go away and it refunds Rob for any unclaimed. I'm not sure. So definitely, and grab some more of my grass. Like, that is too bright. What did I do? So I'm really curious to find out, and I know Rob will let me know if that's what happens, if they don't get claimed, if it gets refunded back to him. Because I don't see how they would leave them lingering out there to be claimed. I don't know. YouTube usually has this stuff figured out, but I know I will be doing some research into it to find out. Ooh, I'm gonna need to do another. Look at how bright. That's beautiful. I like that red. Ooh, above and below. Oh, that sounds excellent. I like your idea. That sounds really neat. Good luck with that. All right. Again, apologies. I'm like going to turn him one more time. I'm liking this red that I just mixed. And I want to deepen that up. A little too close to the edge. Again, I'll lift some of this back out. Could have probably left it white. I could always come back if I wanted to with some bleed-proof white. And red is definitely a test. You want to know. But it has to be dry. If you're going to use Dr. Paige Martin's bleed-proof white, especially over like red and not want it to turn pink, it must be dry before you put the Dr. Paige Martins down. Otherwise, it is going to leach into that white. Look at that. I love it. I want to darken this side up. He actually doesn't have, I'm like, keep thinking his face is just going to be white. And I don't know. I'm still considering if he should get like the buff titanium. I only have in the oh no, I have it in watercolor. I was thinking I only had it in the gouache, but I don't. I just don't have it in this palette. So huge thank you to both of our moderators, Joseph and Tara. Their channels are linked in the description below. If you are not familiar, please do check them out. As I was saying earlier, Joseph streams every Monday at 3 p.m. Same time I do, 3 p.m. Eastern time. There we go. What are you guys thinking so far of our little Dracula here? If you are still with me watching the stream, thank you so much for hanging out. And if you are watching the replay, I appreciate you taking the time to come back and see what happened today. Oh, look at him. Let's do his blue eyes. I'm still thinking about the skin, so I can do the blue eyes while I'm contemplating that. All right, I'm thinking we're going to do a variety of blues. Ooh, look at that blue. Yeah, we're going to do that. It's like I want it like a nice icy blue. I'm like so afraid I'm gonna, because you know I would. I will stick my hands right in that red. Oh yeah. We're gonna give him some blue eyes. There he goes. I'm going to want to darken that up, but I'm going to do the other eye first, and then I'll make a darker bit of this paint, and we'll rim out the edges. I made his pupils bigger because, again, it was like the whole Dracula, right? The vampire, and he's compelling you. I don't know what he's compelling you for, but that was where my mind went with it. I have blue eyes, and my eyes actually change color. Now, Lou's eyes completely change color. Like some days, his eyes will look blue, and he has like a hazel eye. And some days his eyes will look blue, and other days they will look green. And then some days they will have more of the brown coming out in them. But they change all the time. My eyes go from like blue, really blue, to gray. Do your eyes do that? Let me know. Drop me a comment. Do your eyes change color? Are we just freaks of nature? Or this is normal? I don't mind if I'm not normal. Normal is overrated. Right? Don't be normal. Strive to be unique. Look at those. And again, this detail, some of this is going to disappear. Like you're not going to see. When it gets that small, you're not going to see. You might know that he has blue eyes, but you're not going to see the details. I just want to make sure that I have the nice contrast so that when it does shrink down, you know, his features will stand out. I didn't even change. I changed you guys down to the desk to be able to see. I never even changed. I never even changed the view after that today. Sorry, guys. You've been staring at the same thing the whole time. There we go. Boom. His blue eyes. Have a great rest of your day, Dylan. We're going to be wrapping up in just a few minutes. I am going to, before I make that decision as far as his skin color, because I know I can do some parts of it, I'm going to come over this and I'm going to dry it. And then I'm going to put the line work in so we can see the eyes and the teeth. And then we'll decide, should his face have a little wash of color? And we'll kind of go from there. I'm thinking it needs a little bit so that those teeth really show up, because again, it's that contrast that makes it show up when we shrink it down to a little emote. So just one moment. He was pretty much, you know, because I was working on the eye. The rest of this was pretty well dry. Things dry so fast in here. I definitely think he's going to need some color on his skin. But let's go ahead, and I also think he needs a little more black in this brow. I was like looking where I put my glasses. I'm going to put these on, and let me bring you close up on the desk. There we go. And let's get this lines put in here. I think I'm going to grab my Staedtler liner. I have not linked that in the description. I could. I need a larger size. I want a larger size for doing like around his hairline. Again, I have to turn him, sorry. Yeah, I definitely think he's going to need, even if he is pale, he needs a little something. Just a little something. Like, anxious to get those teeth in. I'm forgetting to do the other eye first. So you see, there definitely is a process that goes into these little guys. I cannot wait to do some more. Drop me a comment and let me know what other emotes would you like. I'm just going to cover part of this as I work. So either the emotion or he's looking good. Either the emotion or maybe it's a particular monster. I had, you know, the classic monsters in mind when I started these guys. Or maybe you want a jack-o'-lantern. I'm gonna try to do another ghost because I did like the ghost with the heart for the love ghost there. So I'm definitely going to try to make a version that will translate well to an emoji. I have to turn him again. Nope, I have to go. I've got to be able to go upside down because I have to pull the line towards me. There it goes. Forget to talk when I'm concentrating. And it's definitely taking concentration. And with the cold press, you have the texture. So trying to get a nice straight, smooth line is not the easiest thing to do. Give it a try. You will see. There we go. I think we want to outline his collar here. Definitely. There we go. And when I do the skin, I will be able to paint right up to this. It won't, the line work won't mess, you know, it won't affect that at all. But look at him. Isn't he adorable? I'm going to grab my gray one real quick because I think I don't want to paint it black in here necessarily. but I want to darken the sides up just a bit. Like that. Same here. I'm just doing a few dots, just a little stippling on the edge so that as you know, the tongue around the edge, get a little bit of perceived shadow there. Again, you're never going to know when it shrinks down. Okay, thank you, Joseph. That means a lot because I watched Joseph do some of his, and I'm like, oh, it looks fantastic. And I think we see our own work and we go, eh. So here we go. There is our little Dracula. Now I'm going to add some color to his skin. And I will update it, but he will be available for you to use as emojis in the next stream. I'm just going to do a little bit of faint color. It's already 5:30, so I don't want to keep keeping you guys, but I will do that and then post it. If you became a super fan today, thank you so much. If you were not able, tried and were not able to collect one of Rob's generous super fan gifts, I'm sorry. I don't know. I have no idea why that was working for some and not working for others. Like I said, I am definitely going to do some research and see if I can figure that out. I'm zooming this out just a little bit so you can see both of those guys. But I'm going to do some research to see if I can figure out why. I think Dracula is going to, especially once I give him some color to his skin, I think he's going to convey really well. We've lost something in his like little mouth when I see them posted on my screen. It's like a little bit is lost there. So, but I still I love Frankie. I think he's our little snickering Frankenstein. He's cute. And our happy Dracula. Let me know what else you would like to see me create, and I am going to be working on those. If you want to see a video of those being created, it would be a much more edited, faster version. I can record them when I do them. Probably when I do the coloring process like this, I'm probably not going to record like the whole process of drawing that out. But yeah, let me know. Drop me a comment. Very big thank you to Rob, both for the super chat today, our very first super chat, and gifting those super fan memberships. We greatly appreciate you. So do all the things like subscribe, turn on the notifications with that bell. Big thank you to my patrons and members. We have extra emotes now, so we will get on that. Yeah, I'm gonna pop another video up right there that you might like to watch next. If you're watching this on the replay, that should show up as soon as YouTube lets me put it in there. Yeah, if you loved seeing that whole process of it going from concept to emote that you can use on the screen, smash that like button. Let me know if you want to see more of that, and drop me comments, especially if you are a super fan, and let me know what emotes do you want for the coming months, because we are going to do some special ones for the months that are coming up. We're going to keep rotating them out because I think that is something that I will enjoy doing for you guys. So yeah, thanks for staying with me. We went late today, but I appreciate your time, and I will see you again next week. Bye, everyone.